Hey YouTube, so I am going to be doing my 5th month update, which is going to be from weeks 18 to 21. I am currently 21 weeks and 5 days, so there hasn't been a whole lot that has happened in the past 4 weeks as far as like symptoms and things like that, so I just kind of put them all together in like a month update instead of doing every week. But in our 18th week, we were able to have our anatomy scan and find out the gender of the baby. If you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link below. It's just a fun, cute video. My husband is in it. And it's just about how we went about finding out the gender of the baby and what we did for that. But we are having a boy. We're super excited about that. His name is going to be Brighton Lee, and we had that name picked out, I think, since like the first trimester. I can't remember exactly when we found that name, but yeah, we had both a boy and a girl name picked out, so it's exciting now to be able to actually use his name instead of just calling him second baby, which was kind of a funny transition, getting my daughter to stop calling him second baby and start calling him by his name. So that was fun, but now she most often calls him by Brighton instead of calling the baby, you know, second baby and whatnot. So other than the anatomy scan, I have just been experiencing a lot of heartburn. Pretty much anything that I eat gives me heartburn, but I definitely have to stay away from spicy foods, and I've continued just taking care of the heartburn with peppermint tea, and it works well. I did have a physical therapy appointment. For my 18th week, I had the consultation to meet with the physical therapist and discuss what's going on. And that she said that I am pretty much just experiencing normal pregnancy-related back pain, and that she thinks just showing me a couple of exercises can help with that. So then I had an appointment the next week. So for my 19-week appointment, sorry, I keep looking down because I have my phone. For my 19th week, I had the physical therapy appointment, and I went and they pretty much just showed me, like the physical therapy assistant basically showed me just some really basic strength training moves. I'm a certified personal trainer, so it wasn't anything that I didn't already know, and so I didn't really feel like it was helpful because, you know, I'm already either doing them or already knew about them and just didn't find them helpful. Anyways, so I felt like that was really pointless. Didn't really feel like I got a lot of help from that, but I didn't really expect a whole lot. I think that the majority of my back pain could be cured by a chiropractor, but our insurance here, well, being here overseas, we don't have a chiropractor available. There are a couple places out in town that I can go, but our insurance doesn't cover it, so it would be out of pocket. Which, if my back pain just is too bad or continues to be bad, because it's kind of off and on, but if it is like a long duration that it's bad, then we might consider doing that. Let's see. As far as another symptom that I experienced in my 19th week, I started getting a little bit of vertigo. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that, but it's just kind of a unbalanced feeling. Like, I don't feel like, it's not like a dizzy feeling. It's not like the room is spinning. It's kind of like the room is really uneven. I don't know. Everything just kind of, it's a really weird feeling. And I've experienced it before in my pregnancy, but never in a pregnancy before. But I experienced that a couple of times, so I don't know what that was about. It was kind of weird, but I haven't experienced it since. So that was just a weird thing in week 19. Something else exciting about week 19 was that my husband was able to feel him kick for the first time, so outside of my stomach. So that was exciting for him because he's always just very impatient for that time. He wants to be able to be a part of the pregnancy, and being able to feel him move is something that's really exciting for him. So he was excited about that, and that was at 19 weeks and 2 days. He was able to feel him kick. During my 19th week, we celebrated my daughter's 2nd birthday, and that was really fun and exciting. Her 1st birthday was just a family thing. We just kind of celebrated it with her because we had just moved to Japan, and so she didn't have a lot of friends to really have like a party before, so we just did a family thing. So this time around, she had a lot of friends, and so we did like a whole party for her, and it was really fun, and it was just really exciting. It's crazy to believe that it's been 2 years since I gave birth to her, and that now I'm about to do it again with a second. So it was just an exciting thing that happened during my 19th week. During my 20th week, I started having more back pain. Nothing as painful as I'd said in another video, but definitely just kind of experiencing back pain off and on quite a bit. It's still mostly my lower back. A lot of, like, I feel like my lower back is just really compressed. I've been feeling it in like my pelvic bone where my hip connects. Like it feels like it's right in my hip joint. Like it feels like it just needs to pop, and it doesn't. And it's that point right before you get like a crack, right before you can crack a knuckle or a joint or something like that. It has like that split second of pain, except for mine is constantly, because I never get that release from it cracking. So that's been really hard to deal with, is the back pain, especially because I am constantly, you know, bending and picking things up, and my daughter is 25 pounds. So that's been really, I find a lot at the end of the day, like my back hurts the most. I found that I'm just always hungry. I will eat until I'm satisfied, and then it seems like just 30 minutes later I'm hungry again. So that's it. Been having to make sure that I am constantly eating, because I can't eat very much at once. I feel like he rides up higher than I experienced in my pregnancy with my daughter. So I didn't really experience that whole like getting full really fast until the 3rd trimester with her. And with him, I feel like it's been very early on that I've been not able to eat very much at once. So I'm always snacking or just always having really light meals. I noticed that he is always active at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be for about a 30-minute period where he's just very active, and then I guess he'll go back to sleep. I'm generally up that late with school anyways, so thankfully it doesn't really interrupt my sleep, but my schooling is, my term is almost over, so we'll see how much that affects my sleep, or if it changes, since I won't be up that late. So for this week, for week 21, I had my prenatal appointment, and I was really excited to go because I had a lot of questions about, I guess, the hospital's policies as far as what they would allow for our wishes for a natural birth. I didn't know what the difference would be with it being a hospital overseas. Or a lot smaller. They don't have as much capabilities and whatnot. The most exciting thing was that I do want to bring his placenta home, and I plan to actually dehydrate it and encapsulate it myself with like a little home kit, I guess. So I found out that is something that they're going to allow me to do, so that was exciting. I found out at my prenatal appointment before this that they have a squatting bar, so if I choose to squat to actually deliver him, that's something that I can do, which I was really excited about, because I felt like not being in such an upright position with my daughter really kind of hindered my urges to push. And so this time, if I feel like I don't have that urge to push, I want to have the option to go into a more upright position. So that was exciting to hear that. The hospital is very good about delaying the cord cutting. They do it almost with everybody. They ask you if you have a preference, but for the majority, my midwife explained that it's something that they just kind of practice with everybody. They wait to cut the cord until it stops pulsating. So that was really nice to hear, because that is one of our wishes. And so they don't really have a problem with that, because they practice it quite a bit. I'd asked her about the fact that my daughter was born in her amniotic sac, so my water never broke. And I'd asked her if that was something she'd heard of, if she'd ever experienced or whatnot, and if they would have a problem with if I get to, if my labor is progressing and I get to where I'm able to, where I'm in transition or whatever, and my water still isn't broken, if they're going to want to break my water, or if I would be allowed to just give birth again without my water breaking. And she said as long as my labor is progressing, then that won't be a problem. So obviously I would like to have as little intervention as possible, and if it's either break my water and see if my labor will progress or go on Pitocin, I'm going to choose to break my water. But I pretty much hope to not go into the hospital until I'm like ready to push him out. I plan to labor at home as long as possible, so I don't think that that would even be a problem. If my labor isn't progressing, then no one will know except for me and my husband at home. So that was pretty much all the questions that we'd asked her. So I feel confident in us getting our wishes as far as what we want for our labor and delivery. We will have a birth plan that we will present to my midwife, and we will have in our file, and we will bring with us when we go to deliver, which I will discuss in a video, but not now. I'll discuss it later on when we get closer to that time, because we have the same kind of birth plan that we had with my daughter, but there are some revisions that I'd like to make. Just with having the experience of going through birth again, there's just a couple of things I'd like to add and change, especially since, you know, this time we're having a boy and she was a girl, and we just have a little bit different wishes, but for the majority the same. So I think it's just really exciting to have hit and passed the 20-week mark. I'm halfway through my pregnancy, and I now officially am further along. I'm more weeks along than I have left to go. So that's really exciting. At the same time, I feel like January is forever away. I can't believe that I am already almost 22 weeks pregnant. It's been going by so fast. So I know January is just going to be like right around the corner. So that's just really exciting. But that's my update. I'm going to add in my belly progression from the 6 weeks until 21 weeks. And you guys can see how my belly has grown. And I guess I will talk to you guys on my next update. Bye!